welcome back to Heels Podcast Wrestling's Entertainment Championes. Bath water and body slams. You already should know, ladies and gentlemen. We are on our 346 of Dynamite, which so happens to simultaneously be episode 346 of The Bad Guys Heels Podcast Thursday Night Live, TNL, and yet again, we are back with lots of the wrestling for the assling. And me and Mission about to take care of that, right? Take care of that, fix them.
That's what we're here for, bro. That's what we're here for. And you already got a sneak peek of the first thing we're going to talk about, but Vince is in headlines again.
Okay.
Vince is out here. One more game. One more time.
One more time? One more time.
And it'll probably not be the one more time. But it's interesting because he just founded his new company, and it's called 14th and I. Very symbolic name.
And him? Or you?
Me? Not for me.
I.
For him. You? I.
Mine.
14th and I. And this is in reference to CWC, the original foundational starting point.
Mr. Senior himself, Vince McMahon Senior, owned it, and it was in Washington, D.C. And I guess he's ready to pay tribute to him.
Pay tribute, but move forward, right? So
right.
I think I even found that it was interesting that it took a little while for him to do something, right? Because you knew Vince was just gonna sit at home with nothing to do.
Who was I brought up somebody. What I fathomed the thing. Vince McMahon. We live in a world where Vince McMahon is not the company of WWE. He's not the owner of the company WWE that belongs to him. But now is rumored to want to buy it back, first of all, amongst other things. But now he has this thing, right? 14 and I. What is he willing to do to make this a success?
Yo, that's not even the question. I think the question depends upon what exactly is that company will do. So now there is some like entertainment aspect to it. I forget some of the details, but it's interesting that you bring that point up, right? Like, what are they willing to do? Because one of the things that he's willing to do right now is sell some stock. Vince McMahon went out there, sold some of his TKO stock, $250 million worth.
Oh, it's not much.
No, un poquito, right? Which means that now he owns about 3% of the company. He still owns 3% of TKO. He still has that. But, or 4%, something like that.
3-4 is more than
He sold 1% basically of his ownership, I guess, whatever. But now he's got $250 million to invest in this new company.
Okay.
What is this company going to be? How are they going to operate? And what is it going to take?
Wow.
Right? Now, something I found really interesting, and it coincides with this whole timing, was that Nick Khan also sells some stock, according to Fightful, $4 million worth of stock now, a far cry from the $250 million that Vince McMahon.
The weather was good this weekend. He got Memorial Weekend, you know. Maybe he just didn't have a good weekend.
I wonder I wonder if something big is coming.
Ho ho ho! Is what she said.
You see, bro?
Behind
Juvenile.
Behind. Juvenile used to sing in the 90s.
Girl, you look good.
Hey!
But
no.
I wonder if something's coming with maybe the Janelle Grant case, maybe like a big news item that's coming out. And that's why everybody knows, yo, brace yourself that stock is in the plummet. So we're going to sell some stock. Yo, people don't swing. Whales don't swing their tails if not for big gains, yo. Like, we're talking about Nick Khan. Yo, $4 million is not that much in the game, but Vince McMahon, $250 million short is.
Whales be swinging.
And I think that the coincidence is bigger and more important than anything else. I wonder if others also sold stock.
Or souls. I mean, stock souls, same shit. I think, yeah, maybe a shitstorm is coming, and then we have to unpack with popcorn and tea.
Well, I guess another shitstorm that's been a brewing relationship that
talk about it
with just about
Yo,
everything Triple H says.
and
But
Zero respect.
MVP says that here.
Zero respeto.
That goes. That goes.
You know,
I'm adopting that as an interesting.
but how do you get the R? Because we'll figure it out.
Like the Rough Rider.
Oh, that's like Morse code.
Um, Rough Riders reference on episode 346.
Hey,
If you keep it track. But MVP says that he has zero respect for Triple H because of some interaction that they had. That one day, at some time, that's coming out.
I think it's what I don't know if it's what led to his departure, but it was during the time they did the party, right? That he left, right? Or it had something to do with him leaving, right? I feel, but I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to drink the tea, and I don't drink tea.
So what you drink?
Chocolate milk.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I'm an adult. Thank you.
You're not drinking real American beer? Real
You gotta
American.
be a real American for that.
MVP goes on to say that Hulk Hogan, because of his transgression, deserves to be removed from any kind of Hall of Fame, Mount Rushmore. I apologize.
Okay.
Mount Rushmore discussion.
Okay.
Does that invalidate him from greatness, if you will?
I think it depends who you ask, of course, as always. But yeah, I see. This is not any news of substance to somebody like me because he's nowhere near my Mount Rushmore. So it's not. Like, you know.
I can't stand that dude, bro.
But damn, I mean, some people will vouch still and drink that beer. I mean, drink that Kool-Aid. Same difference.
People just happen to be up in arms about just about everything.
Woo! Six packs.
Bully Ray blasts AEW's women's no DQ match. He says it's too fucking much.
You know what? I agree.
Word.
Yeah, because Bully Ray should know he would never do any of the acts he witnessed during that tag match in any of his career. He's far. Those things are far beneath him. Under the ring,
You think so?
it was kind of sometimes the ring was higher, so he would fly.
Fucking you talking
The
about?
weapons, because we like
The table?
the table.
Talking about table?
Yeah. Devon got the tables anyway.
Oh gosh.
Devon would have loved that match.
Yo, sometimes Bully, I don't know if to take him seriously. I don't know if he's like working everybody or if like he's dead ass for real. Maybe that's just the beauty of who Bully Ray Dudley is. But
Makes me want to watch him.
it's just I respectfully disagree. Like what else can I say?
What more can I say?
There needs to be a little bit of everything, and that's part of everything. That's what AEW is, a little bit of
I
everything.
thought that's what Sofrito was.
Sofrito un poquito de todito.
Sonny Sofrito. Hey! Yep, ya tú sabes.
There you go. But I just don't see why there's no room for this. Some of the best matches in AEW have been women's no disqualification matches. Right? Britt Baker was built on a career of having a couple of those hardcore matches there. Thunder Rosa notwithstanding. So we see that as one of the highlights of maybe the mid card or even the upper mid card of AEW.
I think it's just obviously clear. Bully just really wanted a mention on the show this week,
Okay.
and we're here. Thank you, Bully. We appreciate you, and you're here. Yeah, you got your 15 minutes. Let's move on. I enjoyed LFG, by the way. And I'm watching the Olympic. I don't know the names. I haven't memorized the names, but
she
the
made
Olympic gold
her.
medalist winner. She won her NXT match against Santino's daughter. That was a great showing for her. She got a little backstage segment, which was pretty good too. They're ready, man. And even the ones that came up short, they can definitely go. So I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised to see them somewhere down the road. But speaking of somewhere down the road, in a ditch, buried under a golden shovel, which has been worked out very well, I might add. El verdadero or truthero. Ese mismo. Oh man, how is it with our truth?
I would have never thought, number one, that our truth would ever be cut. Ever. Like, how could you? How could you?
It's
epitome of turning chicken shit into.
Yeah.
He is that guy.
Yes.
You'll give him any segment and he'll make it memorable. However,
He'll bring a ladder in a Royal Rumble.
he'll go into a women's Royal Rumble. Yo, my man does not care. He adopted John Cena as his childhood hero. He had little Jimmy and
Little
Invisible.
Jimmy.
Like, yo,
Little Jimmy.
my bad. That's on me. That's my favorite R-Truth line. That shit is funny every time he did it. So every time he declared for, how about when he went up to Paul Heyman, like he's gonna get Paul Heyman and throw him out of the Royal Rumble.
I don't
Where he
remember that.
declared and then he undeclared for the Royal Rumble.
I don't remember that, but it sounds
He
hilarious.
made Lesnar laugh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you know,
He's
right
like,
there.
when I throw your body over the top rope, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was like, I'm not in the Royal Rumble.
That makes sense. That's
Oh,
that has
my bad. That's on me. I am undeclaring for the 24/7, 11, 365, 495 champion.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, man.
Made something out of nothing every time. That 24/7 title was for him. He is now the most decorated champion of all time. Right? He's got 60 title captures.
NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Let's not forget that one. That nice, pretty 10 pounds of gold, which he won as
So
well. Yeah, R-Truth's kind of having a career where you hope for some kind of veteran roll backstage or some kind of like extension invitation for him to be behind the scenes persona, or maybe, or somebody that helps somehow.
yeah, he doesn't. There's no way he comes out of this with nothing to do.
I saw him already doing TikTok with his daughter, with his family, whatever. So that's a good sign.
That's
That
a good
was, I
sign.
don't know, but just seeing him in good graces going out there social media, that's good.
This report coming out of Fightful is part of the fear of all of this, right? Apparently, there was a lot of disbelief. People called it ruthless, cold-blooded. Most universally disliked departure we've ever seen, we've ever covered. That's what Fightful's reporting. Yo, that goes to show you, some of this shit is more than money. More than money. There are locker room leaders. There are people who are utility men on your team, or men and women who can play whatever position. Yo, Chelsea Green is one that I would say is just like, someone, if we pull back a little bit, Dolph Ziggler, right? Miz, in many ways. You could put them in literally any position. They'll make it interesting, funny, relevant, aggressive. Like, they'll make it work.
Facts.
So cutting our truth is sad. Now, what it does to the locker room will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. This round of cuts was perceived to be generally pretty cold-blooded. Another well-liked and well-respected veteran, Carlito, also not getting re-signed.
You bring that up, and I just think of all the. I even, you hear the internet. We're talking about it here on the show chat because the internet has been raving about it all week, and I've seen the cut already posted up promos, classic promos of Carlito spitting the apple in Triple H's face. Like, they really, and we're not getting wrong with Paul Levesque now these days. If it's not Carlitos of the worlds or the Dwayne's of the world.
And I'm glad you brought him up, but we're not quite there.
We gonna touch that one soon.
Excuse me. Watch him out. Right?
Absolutely.
Watch him out. But Another very, very beloved, respected member of the WWE community. You know, just tons of fans all over the world. Valhalla.
No!
Nobody cares.
The antlers! Put the antlers on! She's wearing the antlers! Was she wearing the antlers? Was
She was wearing that. That's what they called her. She was in the woods, from the sage, barefoot.
We want her to.
Yeah. But she didn't get re-signed either. She confirmed. Um, I think that number one, just don't overreact, right? Like, let's not overreact here.
Don't freak out!
Cuts happen all the time.
I got cut the other day right here.
People get cut all the time.
Like,
If ever there was a time to get cut, it's now. Right? I think our truth can go anywhere literally and be successful.
they say my tattoos cut me. So.
Bro. What is he talking about? But everybody there will land on their feet.
Like,
But we're seeing the cracks, right? And like that backstage, like,
but why? Why? You like we discussed. You signed the contract, right? For X amount of time. With no guarantee that you will be renewed or extended. And that goes based on your performance, right? If you're gonna get an extension or
I'm with it. We, quite some time ago, what we used to see were just cuts. Brutal, middle of the contract cuts, unexpected cuts of people that were on TV got cut, cuts of people that didn't get
no
the
stitches.
proper display on television or time or opportunity, what have you. But we see that all the time. You've seen it all the time.
I've seen it too.
You've seen some shit.
Buddy.
So for these releases, remember Shotzi also, they let her contract expire. They're telling these people you're gonna let your contract expire. I think that if you're gonna remove someone from their position, that's the most humane way to do it. You made an obligation to this person. You made a commitment to this person, I should say. Like at the very least, you're in contract.
You're under contract.
Unless something happened, like if something happened that's a breach of contract, then you can say, nah, this person can't work here. That's different. But if we're just talking about like, yo,
off with their heads.
not
contract.
Off with their heads. So but the thing is, like, this stuff starts to become a problem backstage. It starts to become a problem in the stands, right? It starts to become a problem during the show. I mean, hey, this Monday Night Raw,
I was gonna say that if there's anybody that knows about getting love when you're no longer with the company, it's gotta be Punk, right? So yeah, it's good. I guess Truth is the new Punk. I don't think it's gonna last as long as. Well, that's what I said about Punk too. I never thought Punk's chance would last as long as they did.
They did, and they were loud and proud. Like that shit.
Yeah, they never died down in volume. So that's maybe.
In that respect, I am glad he came back. Like I think that's cool. Like while he was still hot, in a sense, like people were still chanting and wanting for him. I think about Sting and how Sting didn't go to WWE when he should have gone to WWE, and I'm like, damn, I wish I would have seen him. I wish there was more chance to have seen him.
Right.
Not in TNA, but like in the main brand, right? Like on the. So to see CM Punk come back, like that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. The AEW run was what it was, but now we're back.
Now we're back again.
So he would understand, to your point, right, what that looks like. Elena Black also understands what that looks like. She talked about
I know her.
A lot of things, right?
Shout out affordably though.
She talked about a couple of things
Like you've had multiple injuries.
So she talks about being injured. She talks about how people like talked about her body, right? Like how WWE was just like, yo, you do this and you do that, and it was just like it messed with their mental health. Like, so we're still stuck in that space where like they're talking about selling your body and what you got to do for your physique.
In the E. Wow.
Yeah. So that was part of like conversations where it made her be a certain kind of way. On top of like several risks that she took with her own body and herself to be there.
Right.
You know?
No, and then the physicality of the matches alone take its toll.
So she spent some time talking about that. I think that's an interesting podcast to catch if you guys ever get the chance to do so. So someone that also feels like maybe it's a body thing, maybe it's a physical thing. And AEW is also having those kinds of problems apparently. And AEW star says that she's frustrated about losing all the time. What the do I gotta do? Show my tits?
Oh, I mean, you can't do that.
So Thunder Rosa on Sirius XM, right? She was talking on Busted Open. She talked about this very topic and how she just is frustrated. Well, guess what? She was just on ROH right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's gonna have a match in Mexico with I think La Tormenta or something like that.
Well, that's how you respond to that right there.
Thunder Rosa and La Tormenta that makes a lot of sense. But
she'll be in Mexico.
yeah, then the girl wrestled here. They had a match together, and then they're gonna do a tag match over there.
Wow, Mexico is very active.
Mexico's at the tip of everybody's tongue.
Very active this weekend.
Because I guess a popular week is Queen Aminata. She responded to that by saying, "I love tits."
I love tits to say, and more power to the Queen. Your Majesty. All hail. Listen, she's been doing work on Collision and on and even when every chance she gets on Dynamite as well, but the Queen is kind of like she's become the go-to talent on Collision now in the women's division. Like she's been holding it down, and now she's claiming her spot. And I ain't mad at it. I'm here for it. Let's get more TV time for her. And then more tweets like this.
More of the Queen.
More of the Queen, oh hell!
Queen. Yo, you collect
things? Let's transition smoothly.
That sounds crazy. No, but you collect toys?
See, claro, clarinete.
Yo,
we have some figures down there in the basement. We got some classic elites. That we have to catch. Yeah, we keep them. We gotta keep them in packaging now. Come on now, Ringside, hooking it up. You already know. Appreciate the hookups from Ringside Collectibles. Always when we get a chance, it's always a special order with those guys.
That's what's happening right now. So, Jeremy Padware talks about how he is the one that convinced Vince to sell certain types of toys for a certain type of clientele.
Really?
Yes, sir. He made a point to talk about this on Twitter today. Talked about how he influenced Vince McMahon and the team to change the business model, embracing their classic roster in consumer products. So they would sell the classic toys amongst a collection of like newer toys. And the target audience, because Vince was like, nah, because like they're not wrestling, wasn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not at the forefront, like the fans are not gonna buy that. And he was like, nah.
No,
they're not buying that. A lot of intellectual property, right? A lot of names and likenesses that you own. You can release mad toys, and this is not for kids to play with. Like it's for a collector's thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So once they did like the first round, Series 1 included Ultimate Warrior and Bret Hart.
Who the hell are those guys?
Yeah. So they included active wrestlers at the time. 20 years ago, the adult collector was number 4 in the consumer segment. Today, it's the largest single segment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Largest single.
He talked.
It's all of the toys.
Yeah.
And And that is a real appreciation for the brand, and a real appreciation for wrestling, and a real appreciation for the superstars that make up it. All right. So it's my hope that today we celebrate Terry Funk as one of the legends of wrestling. And by the way, he still takes a few bumps here and there. And recognize also that just like in baseball,
Just like in baseball, we're gonna cut that analogy short. But the fact of the matter is, this is the guy that changed the game for how they produce the product, how they sell merch, who they're target audiences for real. And that all of that is important when you're building an audience.
Oh,
Every single piece of that, because you want to make sure that everybody's eyes are on the product, Rick. Everybody. Do you really want to limit your audience? Do you want to limit your scope?
no. Yes? I don't know. I wasn't listening. Something about me not paying attention.
That's the thing. That's the thing, Rick. But what you gotta realize is Tony Khan wants to make sure that everybody is involved in AEW. He wants to make sure that he told the fans, please gatekeep nothing, sir. Please welcome people to AEW with arms wide open.
Yeah. Please welcome everybody in. Welcome all, and if you gotta do no matter what it takes, get some free tickets. Do whatever it takes. All right? Who cares if they ram a tank down our driveway? It's not gonna happen. But hopefully they do. Probably what it sounded like. But I don't know. I mean, much power to them. Lord knows that these AEW shows are pretty much the only type of shows that I personally can afford it nowadays anyway. With these now new 2-day hyper shows that are taking over the world and the summer.
But what if there was something that maybe was a little easier on the wallet?
And easier on the tummy?
Maybe PWG making the tour once again.
Oh, and them too. PWG.
That's right. The Young Bucks talked
The
about
Bucks are young. I mean, how young are
Pro
they?
Wrestling Gorilla. Right? We're gonna see PWG out here back again.
I'm with these.
Either that or wrestling school or some other endeavor. I see them working in wrestling forever. They created the main competition of WWE right now, and it would actually be rather smart of them to kind of play in the indies and build up that roster.
That library alone is gold. Let me tell you right now, that PWG library, you got some of the best, biggest names of today when it was yesterday. So for them to have that and maybe, show some of it off in AEW, that's good.
Well, AEW is going through its growing pains, as it were, and WWE continues to have some of their own. Jonathan Coachman claims that there's a serious power struggle between Triple H and Vince McMahon. In fact, there was not Vince McMahon, and The Rock, who was on the board.
See my eyebrow? Me either. But it's there.
You ain't got no eyebrows, bro. There was a minor falling out between The Rock and WWE ahead of WrestleMania 40. Kind of disagreements on finishes and what the match is going to look like and whatnot. Got a little bit of a power struggle now. How do we approach this with the WWE now cutting people the way they are, releasing people? Jonathan Coachman says, he could be out in the next 18 months. Triple H could be gone.
What do you mean gone? For no reason gone?
For the board of directors says, future endeavors.
Wow. And that would probably be the biggest single mistake that they could do.
That who could do?
TNL.
You think taking Triple H out of the director's seat?
Who are you gonna put there?
The executive.
Who are you gonna put there? Joe Schmo? Joe Schmo for the copy room, who wants to raise because we're good buddies and go golfing every year.
How about Shawn Michaels?
Okay.
All right. I'm not saying Shawn Michaels, but what I'm saying is
Shawn Michaels is an exception. I give you.
I don't think that Triple H is the end all be all. He's not the one god of wrestling. I think that there's other opportunities for other folks to kind of step into this role potentially and see how it goes. Now, treacherous situations, right? When we see how WCW changed bookers and things like that, right? It leads to disruption, right? WCW had a lot of that, Ole Anderson and whatnot. So,
but this is what TK wants to do: disrupt the booking.
Maybe. Yo, how do you feel about this year in WWE? Is exactly
depending on
right.
depending on what we're talking about. I've seen some good things.
What you mean?
Seen some not so good things. John Cena's thing. John Cena's run is nice, very creative. Um, the Judgment Day with Dom and Liv has been amazing. Um, Damian Priest, amazing.
They done good with Damian Priest. Ray Ripley's looks good.
Rhea's like phenomenal. Io, Stephanie Vacker. Um, it's been good. It's been amazing. I haven't been
Amazing.
Yeah, I have no complaints, other than jeez, what can I think of that was bad? Right off the top,
I don't think that this like it's just been a little mediocre, and I think that
the tag division could use a lot of help, especially the women's tag division. That
like how you feel about the bloodline right now?
the bloodline I feel is pending. Anything with Reigns and whatever he's gonna do next, but now
Yo, oh, and what I just read, actually before we went live, was they were gonna they were considering getting rid of Reigns because his contract is too heavy.
so yeah, they're gonna try to mess with that. How do
He
you think
makes
so?
$15 million. He's a part-time worker. So how do we?
That's crazy. It must be because he's not Brock Lesnar. There's
Maybe.
no Vince McMahon.
And there's no Vince McMahon anymore. I think that's the point. Is that there's no Vince McMahon anymore.
Shucks.
I wonder what that will do. I don't think AEW can pay a motherfucker $15 million.
He's gonna be a part time. That's crazy.
That's crazy. And nor do I think like he would go there, but just like, all right, what else would you do and where else would you go? I don't know. But there's nothing that says that like, you know how we talked about Braun Strowman getting a sort of wiggle room in his contract?
Yeah.
About, all right, well, we'll get you on like a per storyline basis.
So who do you think did that? TKO or Paul?
Or whoever did that can also do that with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, do I really need to pay this wrestler for time that I'm not going to use him? Or can I pay this motherfucker by dates?
Yeah.
Half the roster, right? I can pay them for dates. I can pay them for short periods of time. And I think that would benefit everybody. There are some people that, you get a storyline in WWE and then we don't see you for another 12 months.
But what if there's a reason why they're not doing it that way? Other than
Because
it's been fucking tradition.
Because they're afraid that your talent's going to go somewhere else. But if you don't use your talent, you're just paying for holding talent. And like, there's mad talent, dog. Right now, the running back position.
Want to go to AEW.
The running back position in the NFL is one of those positions that have dropped in value dramatically in the last like 20 years, right? It's become a passing league, right? Quarterbacks will always be the head of crap, and now it's got to the point where like people don't even really commit to one running back unless it's like a Saquon or something like that. You run right.
That incurs.
What I mean is the value of the pro wrestler in the absence of Vince's price setting, right? The market, because he's like, I'm gonna give you $1 million, and I know they can't give you $1 million. Not really, but I'm gonna give you $100,000 because they're only paying $50,000. Like how much are they paying low level talent in AEW? You know what I'm saying? In comparison to WWE. If I know that they're gonna pay you per diem, they're gonna pay you $500, but I don't gotta worry about nothing else. I'm just paying you for one visit, because you come in here for like 6 visits, 6 weeks. Like, what if they paid John Cena for 22 dates and like they only paid him for those 22 dates?
I thought that's how it was. To be honest with you,
that's not how it is with everybody. John Cena
for Cena because of that specific.
Cena does have that.
Yeah.
But someone like when Roman Reigns was like a more regular person, like on TV.
Like when he was human.
It was when he was a regular person. When he was a regular figure out on television. I think he was like on a regular salary, like you on a regular, like you work when I tell you to work or you don't work. You know what I'm saying?
No ticket, no laundry. Oíste, vámonos. Se fue a pique. Give my laundry.
Why are you like this, bro?
Pix.
All right. Yo, just jump right into HPC.
Jump right into it.
We'll talk.
He said.
We'll talk a little bit of HPC of the week. You got anything that's been stuck in your craw?
Stuck in my craw. We are about on the 19th hour of Dynamite now, and we're not any. There's no signs of slowing down. No, I to be honest, I don't think I would have had too much of a hard time watching it live, but I did catch up, so I got to fast forward watching most of it. But it was a good show. It was good runs and stuff. A lot of people had a lot to say about Moxley.
Most of the prevailing
And his
argument.
matchup and how he was just not entertaining. But
Wow.
I just think people are just so over him at this point, and they just don't really. They don't want him to hold on to that strap that he's been holding on to, like Roman Reigns has for so long. You know, almost just it feels.
I just think that he's missing something. Like, he's definitely not like a Roman run. It's definitely not as interesting as one would think or one would have hoped. Like, he's been that guy in every previous occurrence where, like, he's carried the company on his back. Oh, it's COVID, I carried the company on my back. Oh, we're at, like, a low in ratings. Yo, I'll put the company on my back. Like, yo, we started this company, I'll put the company on my back. Anytime someone's hurt, like, he's that dude. So, this run has just been kind of...
Yeah, I mean, pop of the week though, for me,
Okay.
NXT debut of the glamorous Mariah May. Oh man, blessing us with her presence on Tuesday evening. A lot of heads popping out of nowhere on NXT. Don't forget, we had AJ Francis, who also appeared and interfered in the helped Trick Williams retain.
Watch him up, right? Interfered is strong.
Yeah, it's very very strong. Very
Mariah May, she came with the Paradigm company, the Paradigm Talent Agency. They say that she brings a rare combination of in-ring credibility, screen presence, crossover appeal, fashion, digital platforms, television. Lots of big words to say.
Hi.
She dope.
Yes.
Watch her.
She dope. It's exactly what I was thinking.
Why do you like to?
You know,
Why do you like?
I'm just so excited. So
I
excited.
bet. Let me hit you with a chair shot real
Oh.
quick. You ready? Maybe this will throw some
to the head.
cold
Yes,
water
man.
on your wet dream, if you will. But I know that it has always been your dream to see another Goldberg match. You've always been sitting there waiting, like, yo, damn, I just can't wait for Goldberg to just have his retirement match. I don't think he went out.
Every night after watching the Christmas movie. I think. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, sure. We'll go with dreams.
Goldberg is still talking about having this goddamn retirement match. Please, somebody retire. Can we just do this?
It's Rusev Day every day now again. So I call Rusev. No, isn't it supposed to be Gunter? Gunter.
Well, he says that he knows the day and he knows who it's gonna be up against.
But we just don't know that.
We just don't know that. And he says that he keeps getting hurt while he's training. Say, dog, like maybe that's just
no.
right. Maybe it's just his whim.
Yeah,
you know, like there's nothing
no,
wrong
but I
with
think that they signed this, right? This is a signed deal already, so they have to give him.
You know what? It's not a deal that they've wrestled, so I think he could pull out. I'm just saying, he hasn't realized his contract, so he can dip.
They could give him a run into do whatever. That's it. We're good.
Yeah, he can run into a whole ass match and have a whole ass match.
On to the next Saudi Arabia show. Liv and Dom, pop of the week, spending 9 racks on some kicks. They was killing it. Also coming out on the Kiss Can.
Love is blind, kiss can.
Let me tell you,
motherfucker.
Dom lives a dangerous life. That's all.
Yo, they spent mad guap.
9 racks on some kicks. You already know they got the best of the best. Go check it out on YouTube. They have it.
Nah, I got it ready.
Okay, cool.
Stop playing.
Hey.
Yeah, we got this right here. Right? Shout outs to Wrestle Talk for posting it up.
Travis Scott.
Travis Scott's $3,596. Travis Scott.
They have a lot of matching shoes as well, like couples pairs. They announced. So listen, Dama Live are doing big things.
Yo, how are those sneakers
All right.
$3,500? How are they $3,500, yo?
You know,
What do they do?
They don't say them. They cover your feet.
These are they all saying.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's a gotta steal.
Yeah, someone got robbed, bro. God damn, 3,500, yo. God damn.
Listen, man, when you're dirty dumb, you don't even look at the price tags. You know, you just say, "Bring on my size, my colorway. Let's get out of here."
That's crazy. But I guess, it really does matter where that money comes from and how it gets there.
Yes, very important. Very important. Hey,
You really paying for the logo,
yes.
right? You get them Travis Scotts. It's about that logo. It's about seeing that little Air Jordan Travis Scott collab. That shit is important. Anywhere you put your logo is important, right? It speaks a lot about your company, who you operate with, and who you're trying to support. It also,
I'm playing operation.
at the end of the day, comes down to money. It comes down to money, dollars and cents. And if it don't make dollars, it won't make sense. And you know what does make sense?
Pennies.
The collaboration that will continue between Slim Jim and WWE.
Wow.
Not only will there continue to be segments, right, and those commercials, if you've noticed, right?
Think it.
Getting Uzi in a full Slim Jim outfit.
Yes,
We
sir.
got LA Knight also in the outfit. Yo, Gronkowski.
Yeah.
And Miles Bourne was in the commercial too.
Was it?
Extras, yeah. So, but what we're seeing now is that the tables under the ring are going to have the Slim Jim logo.
How cute. You know, we put logos on everything. The middle of the ring, the silly water bottles outside of the ring. Why not put them on the chairs and the tables too? I want to see logos on the Kindle sticks. That's gonna be impressive.
That's where we're going.
That's where we need to get to. Shout out to Fortnite.
So, lots of people said, well, first the ring,
Many of the things, yes.
then the tables. No, what's next? What's that? What are we going to see? Are we going to see those kendo sticks?
Kendo sticks and hockey sticks.
Is that what we're going to see? Oh,
Oh
no.
my God.
There it is.
Sledgehammer. Yeah.
The Pride Model Sledgehammer. Let's go.
We have arrived.
I don't want that. No, thank you.
We're here already. Yeah, you got the
But are we
Get
here?
out the bus.
Are we here with the McDonald's United States champion? Is that what we're going to be seeing next?
Well, it looks like something I downloaded on 2K.
Sounds like something you downloaded somewhere.
Hey, that was the wrong 2K. I swear, I didn't know.
Where else can we see? Look at this title right here. The Morgan and Morgan WWE Clash.
That's where we're headed. That's exactly where we're headed. Oh man.
That's how I feel. These are all accurate representations. But where else would you see these logos? Like, where else can we see the logos?
PLEs.
PLEs? the whole PLE, the sponsorship. I thought we had more. But is it going to get to a point? And I think this is what
Is it going to get to? I think we're here already.
Because Vince McMahon, if you remember when Brock came over from UFC, Vince was like, I don't want those tights. Because the tights had
yes, I do remember that. And the UFC logo, the sponsors and stuff.
Yeah, not the UFC logo. It was JJ's sandwiches or whatever.
Yes.
So Jimmy John's sandwiches and shit. And they had a couple other logos. And that shit was like universally panned. Like everybody was like, nah, that's crazy. But Brock can do whatever he wants to. He's a big ass dude. But here we are now to the point where, like, in a very short time, we put logos in one spot in the ring. We put logos outside the ring. We did sponsored matches. Boom, logos all over the ring. Boom, like now it's
sponsored matches was crazy because that started it. I think
motherfuckers were even getting Pepsi tattoos, yo.
Yeah, what was that? Nobody would ever get over that.
Nobody.
Yeah, I think the matches got the thing started, and now we're here, and now it's.
I guess I'd be remiss to not mention the Pepsi tattoo. I think maybe that one probably historically over time has gotten the most attention. The story with the Pepsi tattoo is there is a band called Minor Threat started in the early 80s in Washington, D.C. that's widely known to have started the straight edge subculture. And the guitarist Brian Baker was asked in an interview I read while I was in detention.
Yes, he reads.
Do you have a Coca-Cola tattoo? Why do you have a Coca-Cola tattoo? And he talks about like Coca-Cola. And I was like, that's just punk rock right there, you know? Like, I don't like Coke, I like Pepsi. Yeah.
And that's how you stay out of a lawsuit, my friend. But be that as it may, we've got logos everywhere, including the arms. But there's something else to be hype about, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yes.
Because I know we're a wrestling show, but let's just sidebar real quick. We'll slide to the left, slide to the right, real quick.
Oh, hurdle. Don't slide, hurdle.
Maybe hurdle is better, but have you seen the Madden trailer, ladies and gentlemen? If you are not football fans,
I saw that man's 4 ankles.
I was absolutely hyped. I don't know, every year the most basic Madden trailer will get me hyped.
And then we played the game.
And then you lose a couple, and then you don't play again. You want to show.
That's not me. I was.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I do that. This year they did. I got my motion sensor, and I did a juke.
Well,
and somebody went under.
As we play some of this in the background,
Hey.
I want to congratulate. Look at this game, bro. Look at this game. But I want to congratulate the AFC North for the acquisition of a lifetime.
Oh wow!
Thank you, or you're welcome,
Ha!
Cleveland Browns. You are very, very, very welcome. Baltimore Ravens, you are very welcome. We're very, very welcome because
the gift that kept on giving.
And we wanted to get rid of one man's trash and another man's garbage, baby, because Aaron Rodgers signs a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who don't forget? Indy? I forgot Indy.
I just
You're
think
very,
I just think week one.
very well.
Week one is very, very, very.
Well, what you mean? He gonna give you what? 43 seconds of a 2-play ankle surgery?
A minute and
I
40.
kept my ass. He had everybody he wanted to mess up.
He has no calf. You're right. He has no calves. No calfless quarterback.
Where did they
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be tough, and then somebody's house. And lots of somebody's Achilles too.
Lots of shit talking. Lots of shit talking going on, but it's not just in football. We see a little bit of Juan Cena.
Oh, tell me about that.
John Cena in Mexico, right?
Yes.
Promotional materials.
Yes. Shout outs to Mexico, man.
Look at him ruining wrestling. He's ruining wrestling out here, talking to Mexicans like that. On Mexican shows.
Ruiner.
Ruining, but improving lucha libre. And that's for the betterment of the world.
That's funny.
Let's go. John Cena, a legend. More shit talking, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit about Seth freaking Rollins. Oh.
And we also want somebody that we want to see get crushed in the ring.
Okay.
That's going to be Hulk Hogan. That's going to be Hulk Hogan.
Why are you saying that?
Oh, look it up.
I'm confused.
You look it up. You'll figure it out. Yeah, we'd love to see Hulk Hogan just get kicked around a little bit by these boys. That'd be nice.
You don't like Hulk Hogan?
Complicated relationship there.